Now at 9, Missourians will get a chance to decide the future of abortion rights in the state this November. Plus, Joplin officials gather for the dedication of a juvenile justice center. And Freeman Hospital in Neosho reopens its gift gallery for the first time since the pandemic.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The summer heat will make its return felt tomorrow. We're going to go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good stretch across the region with temperatures really going back to last Wednesday when a cold front rolled through. But now the heat, the humidity rotating back in. So heat advisory in effect across the region as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. Let me show you why. It's going to be because our heat indices, the way it actually feels to your skin, 107, 108, upwards to 111, 112 by the time we head into tomorrow afternoon. They're still going to be up there even on Thursday, 106, 107, 108 degrees. All right, for us today, only 84. We had the clouds, we had the showers, we even had a few thunderstorms across the region. Looking pretty good right now. We're sitting into the mid to upper 70s. We still have some 80s once you get down through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Through the night, we'll drop back to about 72, back to 83 by 10 a.m. Of course, we're going to look at the heat and rain chances coming up here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, a couple of proposed Missouri constitutional amendments cleared a hurdle today to appear on the November ballot. Now, one of those amendments concerns abortion. KOAM's Melissa Alexis joins us with more.
Missourians will vote on a constitutional amendment that would reverse the current near-total abortion ban back to the rules established by Roe v. Wade. The Secretary of State's office declared that a petition received enough signatures to be included in the election. If the amendment receives a majority vote, it would allow abortion until fetal viability, which is around 24 weeks when a fetus could survive outside the uterus. If passed, Missouri would become the first state to reverse their abortion ban. Currently, abortions are only allowed in the case of a medical emergency. Missouri is one of at least 6 states that will vote on abortion this November.
Well, there's 2 other initiatives on the ballot for November 5th. One would allow people to place bets on professional sports teams. Casino operators would also be able to obtain a license. Missouri's professional sports teams have supported the proposal. The proposed amendment would establish a 10% wagering tax that would go towards educational organizations. If it's approved, it would become effective no later than December 1st of next year. The other proposal would increase the minimum wage in Missouri to $13.75 an hour in 2025 and to $15 per hour in 2026. Well, if you're planning to vote in November, now is the time to register. Take a look. These are the deadlines to register for November 5th. Missouri has the first cutoff for registration in our area, and that's October 9th. In Oklahoma, you have until October 11th. In Kansas, it's October 15th. Well, canvassing over the August 6th election took place this morning in Crawford County. The Crawford County Board of Canvassers met to provide an assessment and finalize the results and statistics from the August 6th election. The process helps to ensure election integrity and provides insight to future elections. The board was able to finalize the results with the addition of an evaluation of provisional ballots.
Just go through our reasonings for provisionals counting or not counting, and go through our results, make sure all of our tapes from the election machines are signed and correct, and then we'll tally the results and present them to make them official.
According to the official results, 3,803 ballots were cast in the primary election in Crawford County. The Nevada Fire Department announces a brand new fire chief. Captain Taylor McClintock has been promoted to the top spot. Taylor has worked for the Nevada for 15 years. The department announced the promotion today on its Facebook page. And it's a change at the top for the Columbus Police Department. According to the Columbus Police Department's Facebook page, Preston Hosier is being promoted to police sergeant, and Arlo Lukey will become the new school resource officer. Hosier has recently taken the lead in the department's field training officer program and played a key role in implementing the department-wide TASER modernization initiative. Lukey brings 5 years of diverse experience to his new role, including animal control officer, police officer, and code enforcement official. Community members gathered today in Joplin for the dedication of the Senator Ron Richard Juvenile Justice Center. The facility opened in 2019 and provided short-term detention for young people waiting for a detention hearing, placement within youth services, or release to legal guardians. The building consolidates all of Jasper County's juvenile services, including detention, alternative education, courts, and administration. The Juvenile Justice Center is now named in honor of former Joplin Mayor and Missouri Senator Ron Richard, who passed away in June of 2023.
Senator Richard, like I said, had positions of great influence in the state, but he didn't use them to benefit himself. He used it to benefit others. And we just think that he needed to be remembered as somebody who gave back to our community.
Jasper County officials say the facility was designed with the ultimate goal of diverting young people out of detention. Freeman Health System in Neosho, Missouri is reopening its gift gallery after a 4-year hiatus due to COVID-19. The gallery previously supported many charitable foundations. They also donated more than $100,000 to the surrounding community.
So today we are celebrating the reopening of the gift gallery, and we have some wonderful new items, and we would really love for our community to come in and join us and check out what we have in our gift shop.
Officials say the gallery was being used as a negative pressure area for patients who were concerned they may have COVID. Well, coming up, a safe and happy return to class.
With back-to-school season ramping up, psychologists say now is the time to talk to your kids about the harms of bullying and how to prevent it. I'm Kevin Cork. I've got details on that story and much more coming right up.
President Biden and the First Lady Jill Biden traveled to Tulane University in New Orleans today to announce substantial funding awarded through his Moonshot Cancer Initiative. The first couple watched a demonstration of cutting-edge technology that would give doctors a way to see tumors in real time, possibly reducing the need for follow-up surgeries. The $150 million grant will be distributed among 8 U.S. research teams working on ways to help surgeons successfully remove cancerous tumors. As students prepare for an academic year that's hopefully filled with learning and excitement, psychology experts say if your child is the target of bullying, it can dramatically affect their mental and physical well-being. Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Cork takes a closer look at how you can help prevent them.
Are you guys excited about going back to school?
Yes.
While the opinions are mixed, one thing is certain. Back-to-school season is ramping up.
Pencils, markers, crayons.
But while folks are busy checking off items on their child's supply list, educators say parents should also be checking on their kids' mental health, especially focusing on the impacts of bullying and how to prevent it.
It can be relational, it can be verbal, it can be physical, and verbal is the most common type. But over the last 15 years, we've also seen electronic or cyberbullying emerge.
Robin Kowalski, psychology professor at Clemson University, says bullying typically starts early on.
The highest prevalence rates of bullying victimization are actually in elementary school.
She also says some common characteristics of a bully include:
they feel it's okay to use force to get what they want. They often feel like the rules don't apply to them.
Well, parents should be looking out for warning signs that their child is a victim, including marks on their body or them withdrawing from school activities and their phone. Kowalski cites a new phenomenon called psychological mattering as a means of making students feel less alone and like they have to pick on others to feel important.
Students need to be made to feel like they matter, that they are important or significant to other people.
Meanwhile, the CDC says bullying can increase a person's risk of depression and anxiety, and it can even lower a student's academic performance. I'm Kevin Cork, Fox News.
Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later it's day 2 of high school football practice in Missouri. We'll hear from the Carl Junction Bulldogs about the upcoming season.
Well, of course, for us today, temperatures cooler With the clouds and the scattered showers and thunderstorms we had across the region during the morning hours, some powerful storms right below severe limits worked right on through. Looks great right now. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking downtown off toward the northeast, right through downtown. All right, heat advisory in effect once again for us tomorrow. So we got a nice week break. Here we go again. This is mainly due to those high heat indices, 105 to about 112 across the region. Here's the reason why. Warm front lifting through. On the south side, this is going to do three things for us. One, increase our southerly winds. Two, up our temperatures. And third, our heat index is going to be up there, meaning the humidity starts to really go up. As we go through the morning, our front lifts into the northern parts of our viewing area. Temperatures now into the mid 90s, and I think most of us 97, 98 degrees for afternoon highs. So it is going to be hot, but this will keep any showers and thunderstorms out across central Missouri. All right, so our heat indices are going to be up there about 108 to 112. They back just a hair on Thursday, but still heat indices are going to be about 105 by the time we head into Thursday afternoon. Day planner for you Wednesday, 74 to start, 90 by noon, 95 by 4. High temp, 98, quite a bit of sunshine. Those winds will start to increase by morning, so we'll have gusts 20 upwards to about 25. Staying that way tomorrow night, backing down a hair on Thursday, but still Thursday is going to be a fairly breezy day. Temperatures right now, 74 in Stockton, 83 in Anderson, 86 in Grove, Oswego, 80. We have 79 in Parsons. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline sitting at 78. Northeasterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. We did get some rain this morning, almost an inch at the airport in Joplin, puts us at 1.1 inches for the month so far, but still a deficit of almost 5 inches. But look at this big swath of rain that rolled through. Our southern counties, not any rain, but most of us got showers and thunderstorms. Pretty quiet right now, not a whole bunch going on. This wave across southeastern Missouri, big dome of high pressure, so we get these waves that ride over the ridge and then head in. So we do have additional rain chances, especially as we get into tomorrow night. So let's take a look. Here's midnight tomorrow night. Thunderstorms scattered, get into southeastern Kansas, hit and miss, lasting into Thursday morning. So we'll start with some hit and miss storms and then kind of picking up once again as we go into Thursday afternoon as they drop through. So we do have chances for additional scattered showers and thunderstorms lasting into Friday morning. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on that as we go into the next couple days. An alert day tomorrow due to those heat indices up there. High temp 98, 95 Thursday, scattered thunderstorms, a few hit and miss storms again on Friday. But look at the temps. They stay mid to upper 90s over the next 10 days. We've had a nice little week stretch, pretty good, and it's gone.
I was enjoying those evenings in the 60s. That was nice.
It was very nice.
At least you're keeping it under 100.
We'll see.
Oh, did I just jinx it? All right, thanks, Doug.
You bet.
With school just around the corner, the Carl Junction Area Chamber of Commerce today held a back-to-school block party. Food trucks, games, and music were available for the community to enjoy, and kids of all ages were encouraged to attend to have a little fun before school starts.
I think this is a great way to bring members of the community to the schools on these open house nights. We're kind of having a marriage between this community and the schools, which is great to see. It brings a lot of energy and excitement to the beginning of the school year. So we have kids who have met their teachers and now they come out here and they're having a fun time. So it's really a great positive way to start the school year.
There were also giveaways for people who attended. International Friends of Pittsburgh welcomed incoming international students with a dinner at the Presbyterian Church in Pittsburgh this evening. The event gives attending students and faculty a chance to explore different cultures, all while enjoying a dinner for no charge.
We just came here to the church and we're having some food and yeah, just enjoying. I feel like this is the first connection to the actual community and American people the most, other than the people that work at the office.
Well, the food was served potluck style by Friendship Families of Pittsburgh. Well, coming up, some hope for borrowers.
A key inflation gauge boosts hopes that the Federal Reserve will cut rates in September. I'm Edward Lawrence at the White House. Details coming up.
A cooler reading on inflation has investors looking at the likelihood of a Fed interest rate cut next month. Fox Business correspondent Edward Lawrence has the details.
A fresh reading on inflation keeps the door open for a September rate cut from the Federal Reserve. Known as cost to business, the producer price index rose just 0.1% last month and up 2.2% for the year ending July. Core inflation for the month, excluding food and energy, was flat, and the core reading on annual basis was 2.4%. All of the readings were cooler than expected.
It's a good sign for consumers because PPI and CPI have been tracking, indicating, by the way, that businesses are not gouging consumers, but simply passing on the inflationary pressures that they're under. We really can't ignore the fact that inflation is still increasing.
The Fed meets mid-September and will decide whether inflation has cooled enough to start lowering interest rates.
We're showing 100% probability of a cut right now. The question just becomes, is it 25 basis points or is it 50 basis points?
Meanwhile, home improvement projects are getting shelved. Home Depot reported a double beat on earnings and revenue, but cut its annual profits forecast, citing lower consumer spending. The New York Federal Reserve's survey of consumer expectations three-year inflation outlook is at 2.3%, the lowest since June of 2013.
If you start to factor in, where rates are currently, what inflation has looked like for the last 3 years, that consumer eventually is going to start to get tapped out.
A measure of the actual prices consumers pay at the store coming out tomorrow morning. At the White House, Edward Lawrence, Fox Business.
Big Lots is closing more than 300 locations across the U.S., or about 4% of its stores. It follows an earlier warning by the company its future was in substantial doubt amid ongoing financial troubles. During its most recent earnings report in June, the discount retailer said it planned to close as many as 40 stores. In a recent regulatory filing, Big Lots said it would increase the number of closures to 315 stores. Up next, we'll check out a giant and spooky send-off for kids headed back to school in Baxter Springs. It may not be Halloween, but students in Baxter Springs had a spooky back-to-school send-off. Not even rain could stop Skeletom and Skeletom Jr. from getting set up and ready to wish students and teachers a happy school year. The 12-foot-tall skeleton is ready to take to the classroom with his giant pencil. Happy to show students that school isn't something to fear. And they have a note to students and teachers wishing them good luck and encouraging them to make this year their best year. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Former President Trump sits down for an interview with Elon Musk. Plus, the focus turns to cybersecurity ahead of the November elections.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The Missouri Supreme Court sets an execution date for a man accused of raping and murdering a 9-year-old girl in southwest Missouri. In 2012, a jury convicted Christopher Collins of the 2007 abduction, rape, and murder of Rowan Ford of Stella, Missouri. Investigators say Collins threw Ford's body into a sinkhole in McDonald County. The Supreme Court today set his execution for December 3rd. The former Kansas police chief who instigated the 2023 raid against a newspaper is facing legal action. Gideon Cody is charged with a single count of interfering with the judicial process. He's accused of forcing a witness to withhold information in a felony case. Prosecutors say Cody ordered officers to execute search warrants at the Marion County Record, the home of the paper's publisher, and the home of an area councilwoman. Former President Trump held a wide-ranging interview with Elon Musk on X, laying out his vision for America. Madeline Rivera has more on the story from Washington.
After struggling with technical issues that delayed their interview by 40 minutes, former President Trump and Elon Musk delve into a roughly 2-hour-long conversation on X. Former President Trump is on a press tour, but this time on X. It's Trump's first time back on the app since August 2023. Trump launching attacks at Vice President Kamala Harris.
She is considered more liberal by far than Bernie Sanders. She's a radical left lunatic.
The pair talked about other issues like the Middle East and inflation. Former President Trump says the economy is top of mind for Americans.
The inflation has killed them. Food prices are up 50, 60, even 100% in some cases. And this stupid administration allowed this to happen, and it's a shame.
Trump also criticized Harris on immigration after seeing a new ad in which she promises to be tougher on the border, leading into her record as a prosecutor.
I saw an ad by Kamala saying how she is going to provide border security. Where has she been for 3.5 years? Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. She's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now.
A spokesperson for Harris's campaign pushed back on Trump and Musk for their comments, saying, quote, Trump's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class and who cannot run a live stream in the year 2024. Musk offered an interview with Harris as well, but it seems unlikely that she would accept his invite as she hasn't done a sit-down interview since she launched her campaign 23 days ago. In Washington, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
Chicago says it's ready to host the Democratic National Convention next week. At a news conference today, city officials joined members of local law enforcement and the Secret Service to discuss the added security measures in place for the convention that begins on Monday. Chicago's police superintendent added there will be resources in every neighborhood, not just the ones around the convention area.
We will ensure as a police department that people who are protesting and exercising their First Amendment rights get the opportunity to do that. We will protect them and we will protect the neighborhoods.
There will be a number of street closings and parking restrictions in effect. Well, the FBI is investigating reported cyber attacks on both the Trump and Harris campaigns. It comes after the former president's team says private documents were obtained by Iranian hackers and sent to media outlets. A potential cyber attack is also being blamed for nearly shutting down the former president's big interview with Elon Musk on X last night. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the latest from Washington.
My apologies for the late start. We unfortunately had a massive distributed denial of service attack against our servers.
Elon Musk's interview with former President Donald Trump on X Monday night did not go according to plan. It was delayed 40 minutes after Musk says cyber hackers flooded their servers.
There's a lot of opposition to people just hearing what President Trump has to say.
Musk did not provide details on the source of the alleged attack, but it comes just days after Trump's campaign announced it was targeted by a cyber attack, where internal documents, including vetting materials on J.D. Vance, were stolen and sent to reporters. Trump's team blamed Iran, and while Iran's leadership at the UN denied involvement, the State Department is watching closely.
These latest attempts to interfere in U.S. elections are nothing new for the Iranian regime.
The Washington Post reports staffers on the Harris campaign were also targeted with phishing emails. But Harris's team says it's unaware of any successful security breaches.
No matter what, if you're on the left, if you're on the right, you can bet that these kinds of attacks are going to be coming at American politics from now until the November election.
Politico, the Washington Post, and the New York Times all reported receiving the stolen Trump campaign files, but Trump's team strongly discouraged any outlet from reprinting the documents, saying they would be doing the bidding of America's enemies. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
A bit later, we'll learn about the growing popularity of running clubs around the country.
Well, of course, a cooler day for us today. We got the rain, showers, and thunderstorms during the morning hours, and with the clouds, kept our temperatures down just a bit. Looks great outside right now. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam, downtown Joplin. All right, heat advisory in effect once again for us tomorrow. The heat has kind of suppressed over the past week, but of course, it is returning due to a warm front lifting through late tonight. We'll be right through Joplin and Pittsburgh by morning. Lifts into our northern counties. This does, it really allows our humidity to go up, our temperatures to go up, and also the winds will start to increase. And then it kind of hangs out in our northern counties as we get into the afternoon. Most of us 97, 98, 99 degrees for afternoon highs. Here's the problem with our humidity heat indices, the way it's going to feel to your skin, 108 to about 112. They back down a hair once we get into Thursday, but still it's going to feel like 105 to about 107 across the region. Day planner for your Wednesday, 74 in the morning, 90 by noon. High temp, 98 degrees, pretty much on the dry side. A little breezy. Southerly winds gusting 20, upwards to 25 by tomorrow afternoon. They stay kind of strong tomorrow night, and then breezy again on Thursday. A little bit lower, but gusts 10, upwards to about 15 miles per hour. All right, 74 in Nevada, 73 in Monette, 83 in Grove, Miami 83, 75 in Pittsburgh. Chanute is sitting at 80. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline sitting at 78, and with easterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. And as we go through the rest of the overnight hours, we drop back lower 70s. But at least we got nearly an inch of rain today, 1.1 inches for the month. We're dry, so we need to continue to get rain. We're about 4.5 inches behind. But look at this widespread batch, except our far southern counties. But where you see the yellow, a lot of areas picked up 2 upwards to 3 inches of rain, which is pretty good news. Any rain we had earlier today, it's gone. Out across central Missouri, we're going to be pretty quiet for us tonight. Big dome of high pressure across really southern parts of Oklahoma. So we have waves that kind of ride the ridge and drop in. They're going to lift north for us tomorrow, but we should get some scattered showers and thunderstorms in here once again late tomorrow night. So we're going to move to Thursday morning. Scattered thunderstorms, hit and miss through the morning, and then dropping through during the afternoon. So this should keep our highs into the mid-90s, but we're still going to have those very high heat indices. Let's jump into Friday. Friday looks hot, mid-90s, but again, Friday night into Saturday morning, a batch of showers and thunderstorms roll through. So we need these batches to come through to kind of help our dryness that we have out there, and also the temperatures just a bit. All right, 98 for us tomorrow, alert day due to the high heat index. 95 scattered thunderstorms on Thursday, 97 on Friday.
All right, well, get used to these hot temperatures. And
Yeah.
It looks like they're here to stay for a while this time.
Yep, they're back.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, coming up in sports, Crowder College hires a new head softball coach. Plus, the 2024 edition of KOAM's Pigskin Preview is live. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
It's day 2 of high school football practices in the state of Missouri. Today we show you a couple of teams that had very different 2023 seasons, and despite being in the same conference for years, won't face each other in 2024. We start the morning with Carl Junction. The Bulldogs are on the practice field before the sun rises. They're coming off a 1-8 regular season, but put together a playoff run to the district championship and finished 3-9. Over the offseason, CJ left the COC for the newly established Ozark Mountain Conference, a move that allows the Bulldogs to play against schools closer to their size.
It's going to be really different. I mean, everybody says that the competition is going to be way worse, but I still think there's going to be some good teams in there. I still think that we're going to have to push ourselves every day to, compete in this new conference. I think that we'll be able to adjust to the speed of it because we already know the speed of the COC.
District championship every year. We're looking forward to it this year for sure. It's going to be a little more competitive, honestly. We're playing with schools, our size. I think it's going to be fun.
Meanwhile, Carthage High School football has practice number 2 this evening. Tigers have all the pieces in place for a very special season in 2024. They returned 6 all-conference players from a year ago. 3 of them were all-state performers, and those seniors leading the way in 2024 want to make sure they finish their high school careers the right way.
It's a fun group, number one. There are a bunch of good kids out here, very coachable kids, and day one is what it is. We're out here without helmet and shoulder pads, so kind of the tempo's a little bit different, but I thought they did a really good job with that.
It's pretty surreal. You start freshman year and think, oh, I got a lot of time, but then you get to senior year and it's here already, so it goes fast.
Definitely the leadership. It was real quiet to start the year last year, then we kind of stepped up a little bit, and then those guys are returning. We're just being leaders.
And for an in-depth look at all the football teams in our viewing area and more, look no further than the KOAM Pigskin Preview. The 29th edition of our preseason football publication is now live, available exclusively on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com/pigskin for 61 different high schools, 2 junior colleges, and our 2 local universities. We profile the returning starters, key newcomers, and 2024 outlooks. We also have complete 2024 schedules, and quotes from the head coaches of each team. You can check it out right now. Just scan the QR code on your screen. It'll bring you to the KOAM Pigskin Preview, which is, of course, available online free of charge. In the playoffs, and they played one heck of a game after trailing 10-2 in the third inning and 14-6 in the seventh. The Outlaws come roaring back. They scored 12 runs in their final 2 times at the plate. They win their semifinal matchup against Sherman. Final score 18-14. That means the Outlaws will play for a league championship tomorrow night. And Crowder College Softball announces today it has a new head coach. The Rough Riders hired Drew Osborne to lead the program after Josh Barnes left for Pittsburgh State. The former Grove High School softball and baseball coach says in a press release, Crowder softball has a strong tradition, and I'm looking forward to continuing that trend. Working at Crowder is an incredible opportunity to work with student athletes as they pursue their dreams. Back to the Joplin Outlaws game. They're playing for a championship tomorrow. That's what playoff baseball is like tonight. They didn't give up after being down 8 runs multiple different times in this game.
14-18?
Yeah.
Were there a lot of home runs?
Yeah, there was just a lot of scoring. 9 runs for the Outlaws in 1 inning, too.
That is insane. Hey, and a big thank you to you for all the work you've done on the Pigskin Preview. I know we have a whole team that works on that, but you put a lot of time into that.
Yeah.
Anything in particular, like any highlights that you want people to check out?
I think it's just that there's so many more teams even this year than we did last year, so you can check out your favorite team, your rivals as well, everybody on their schedule, too.
All right, and your predictions.
Yeah, of course.
All right, thanks, John. Back with more news after this. Cities across the country are seeing a rise in the popularity of run-walk clubs as people look to get out and forge new friendships and relationships in real life. The good news is you don't need to be an experienced runner to participate. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has this story.
These runners are not just trying to get fit, they're pounding the pavement to make connections.
Time and time again, we see so many friendships, relationships, whether it's getting the excuse to get together with your friends or making new ones at events.
Data released by Eventbrite shows people, especially Gen Z, are sprinting to run clubs to make friends and even find dates. The event ticketing site reports the number of run and walk clubs increased by 69% from 2022 to 2023. And attendance at those events surged 170% during the same period.
What people are really looking for more than anything is a chance to socialize together in a way that is healthy and wholesome.
Allison Yates created Read and Run Chicago during the pandemic. The club is expanding beyond the Windy City, but the finish line remains the same, getting people together based on their shared interest of books.
It's structured as a running route that is inspired by a book set in the location where we're running, and then we'll end at a space where we have the author come and join us or a book discussion.
Attendance at beer-related running events growing by 19%. Morgan Joppy, who founded Minneapolis's Brewery Running Series in 2012, says starting and ending at a brewery helps foster a sense of community at the more than 300 nationwide events they host each year.
It's never been about the beer per se. We chose breweries as our event environment because of the nature of a tap room. They're so community focused. It's really inviting to anyone to come hang out, family friendly, bring the dog.
But for some, it's about more than just miles. The clubs are helping singles find romantic connections through fitness and shared interests.
We've had couples meet at a run, get engaged at said run on said anniversaries. We know how many relationships have started because people have just met and then kept showing up.
Not into books or beer, many cities across the country offer clubs featuring brunch runs, wine runs, and even run clubs focused on specific foods and music. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
You can run for anything. Well, coming up, we'll hear from the cast of the upcoming action comedy on Prime Video, Jackpot. Aquafina and John Cena team up to take on a mob of lottery hunters in Jackpot. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
What is going on? Katie, you won the lottery.
Aquafina and John Cena embark on a life or death sprint through Los Angeles in Jackpot. The action-packed dark comedy is set in the near future where a California lottery can be claimed by killing the winner before sundown. Awkwafina plays a new multi-billion-dollar ticket holder, and Cena is the amateur lottery protection agent out to help her survive a mob of jackpot hunters.
I loved working with John Cena. He's amazing. He's such a cool person. He's a kind person. He's super professional.
I loved a lot of the elements of the script, the ticking clock, the not-so-distant dystopian society, the weird take on the lottery. I loved all that stuff. And then you begin to add personality like Awkwafina, like Simu, Paul's direction and his mind, and you know you got something special.
The film's heart-pumping action and physical comedy are director Paul Feig's wheelhouse.
I saw the possibility for all kinds of big comedic physical comedy, which is my favorite thing in the world.
The cast was given free rein to improvise, which made it difficult to not break character.
There was one scene where we shot with MGK, and John just came up with these insane lines, like totally unexpected, and it was so hard. I thought I was really gonna like ruin like gold by like laughing.
There's a great blooper reel at the very end of the movie, so stay for the credits.
Cena also gets to flex his WWE skills in the film.
If there was ever a WWE action movie, it would be what you see in Jackpot. So this is one where I could actually contribute a lot.
Turtle power!
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, Jackpot will start streaming on Prime Video Thursday. I know what I'm going to be doing. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of swim trials for turtle hatchlings at an Australian zoo. How cute. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.